Exciting video for you guys today. We are going to talk about all the new tax numbers heading into 2024, and these numbers impact every single one of you watching these videos. We're going to walk through RRSP, TFSA, CPP, OAS Clawback, personal tax rates, disability tax credits, and much more. So stay tuned. We'll cover all of these numbers, compare 2024 to 2023, give you some tips along the way. So let's jump into it. The first tax number I want to talk about today is RRSP contribution room. So the contribution room is 18% of your income up to a maximum amount. So if you make $1 million, you don't get $180,000 of RRSP room, unfortunately. There is a maximum amount. So 18%, if you make $100,000, you get $18,000 of contribution room. Now the maximum would be, for 2024, $31,560. So that's the maximum for 2024, and that's up from $30,780. So a slight bump heading into 2024, which is great. The more money we can put into an RRSP, the more money we can get back. So an RRSP contribution works as a tax deduction, meaning that if you make $100,000 and you put $18,000 into your RRSP, CRA looks at it as if you only made $82,000. So you don't pay tax on that $18,000. It's deferred until you take it out in retirement and hopefully in a lower tax bracket. Now, a reminder that 2024 is a leap year, meaning that the RRSP deadline for 2024 is actually February 29th, not March 1st this year. So don't wait till March 1st. You will not make it by the deadline. February 29th is the deadline. It's always 60 days past year end. That's how the deadline works. So February 29th, make sure you can put any contribution from today when you're watching this video up until February 29th of 2024 and use that contribution for your 2023 tax season. So the idea is, wait till the end of the year, see what you made, see how everything settles, and if you need to make a further contribution for the 2023 tax year, you're able to do that. The next tax number that's important to all of you is the TFSA limit. So in 2024, we get $7,000 of new TFSA contribution room. This is the second increase in 2 years. So we went from $6,000, 2023 was $6,500. Now we're jumping up to $7,000, which is great. Now, if you were 18 years old in 2009 when the TFSA was introduced, then you will have a maximum lifetime contribution of $95,000 if you've never made a contribution. Now, if you've been maxing it out or putting money in over time, understand what your limit is. But on January 1st of 2024, you will get an additional $7,000. Now, if you don't have money to contribute to your tax-free savings account, but maybe you have some money in a non-registered account, you can transfer that in. Yes, you may pay capital gains. You might have capital losses depending on how your investments did, but you could move money into that tax-free savings. The benefit with the tax-free savings account, you don't get a tax break with money going into the account, but all the money that grows in that account, so if you put $10,000 in there and over time it grows to 20, the growth on there, when you pull it out, that $10,000 of growth is absolutely tax-free. So it's a very powerful account right through your working life and into retirement. As you have those big expenses in retirement, these are very important accounts to fund leading up to retirement. It puts you in a much better position. The next number I want to break down is a maximum pensionable earnings, or YMPE. And why this is important, you might think, Adam, I've never heard of this. It doesn't apply to me. Well, the YMPE is kind of your threshold on how much money you pay into your CPP while you're working. So YMPE is going to increase in 2024 to $68,500. This is an increase from 2023 where it was $66,600. Now we have a second layer of YMPE called YAMPE, and that increases up to $73,500. So YMPE, $68,500, $73,500 for YAMPE. And that's all around CPP 2.0. If you haven't watched our video on that, please watch it. It's a very popular video, grabbed a lot of attention, but you need to understand CPP is changing. It has been changing. The big change in 2024, and it's around YMPE and YAMPE. So let's look at CPP contributions. In 2024, the rate hasn't changed. It's still 5.95% of your income up to that YMPE limit, so $68,500. So 5.95%, your employer will also contribute 5.95%. Now, if you're a sole proprietor or you run your own business, you will be making both sides of the payment. So again, You're used to that in 2023, same number in 2024. You don't pay any CPP on the first $3,500 of earnings. So if we take $3,500 off the $68,500, times it by 5.95%, we get a number of $3,867.50. That is the maximum amount you will pay as an employee into CPP if you make up to that threshold, the $68,500. If you make above that, you're going to pay into CPP 2.0. Now that is based again on YMPE. So the difference between $68,500 and $73,500 is that CPP 2.0 number, and you pay 4% of earnings into there. The maximum for 2024 is $188, meaning that in 2024, if your income is $73,500 or more, you will pay a total CPP between the base CPP and CPP 2.0 of $4,055.50. So that's the total CPP you will pay in. Your employer will pay that same amount in. Again, if you're sole proprietor or you're self-employed, you're going to pay both the personal and the business side to make that double. So close to $8,000 or just over $8,000 of CPP contributions. Another number that'll affect some of you is the maximum EI insurable earnings, and that goes up to $63,200 for 2024, up from $61,500 in 2023. Lifetime capital gains exemption. So this will affect those of you that have a business or able to sell something and earn that capital gains exemption. In 2023, it was a hair over $971,000. As I record this, 2024 number isn't out, but it's expected to be around $1 million or a hair above $1 million in capital gains exemption heading into 2024. So if you're someone that owns a business, you're looking to sell it, create that capital gains exemption, utilize that. Again, most of you don't have that, but if you do, you can create a situation where you do. It's a lot of income or money coming in from the sale of something on a tax-free basis. Another one that'll affect a lot of you is prescribed rate loans. So if this is money that you lend to, a non-arm's length, meaning like a family member, close friend, someone like that, the rate is jumping from 5%, which ends December 31st, 2023, the current rate. It'll increase to 6%. Now this is a rate that was as low as 1% for a long, long time. It's driven up by interest rates, obviously. So now we jump at 6% heading into 2024. So if you have a loan or you're looking to do a loan, you may want to set that up before the end of the year at 5% versus waiting to 2024 and do it at 6%. A new account that was introduced in 2023 that'll affect a lot of you is the First Home Savings Account. And this is an account where you can put money in. It's kind of like a combination of an RRSP and a tax-free savings account, because when you put money in to the First Home Savings Account, it's an RRSP contribution. It's treated as that. So you get the tax deduction up front. When you use the money to buy a home, you can pull it out absolutely tax-free. So RRSP going in, tax-free savings coming out. The First Home Savings Account, the limit you can put in 2024 is $8,000. Now, if you've opened up your account in 2023, or you're looking to, and you don't use your contribution room or all of your contribution room of $8,000 here in 2023, you can carry that forward into 2024. So if you're someone that's saying, I'm going to have a big chunk of money I can put in 2024, consider opening up your First Home Savings Account now before the end of 2023. Roll your 2023 contribution limit of $8,000 into 2024, and now you doubled your contribution room to $16,000. So again, $8,000 heading into 2024. If you're strategic and you know you're gonna have some money in 2024, you may wanna consider opening it up before the end of the year to roll over contribution room from 2023. Lifetime contribution has not changed. It's $40,000. That's a maximum amount you can put into that account. Now, one unique caveat with the First Home Savings Account versus an RRSP, if you're gonna put money into it in those first 60 days of 2024, it cannot be a tax deduction for 2023. So if you're thinking, well, Adam, I'm gonna put money into my First Home Savings Account, I maxed out in 2023, I'm gonna do it in 2024 and use that deduction for 2023, you cannot do that. So any money going in January 1st, 2024 or forward into 2024 will count towards a tax deduction towards your 2024 income. And so if you're someone looking to buy a home down the road, you don't currently own one or at least live in the one that you own, you may qualify for this account. And it's a great, again, you get the tax deduction going in and the tax-free money coming out. So make sure you understand how it works and start utilizing this account as you head into 2024. The medical expense threshold heading into 2024 up a little bit to $27,059 or 3% of your net income, whichever is less. That's up just slightly from 2023 of $26,35. So a slight bump there. Again, the lower of 3% of your net income or that $27.59 threshold. So for those of you that claim your medical expenses, which is a lot of you, there is a very slight bump heading into 2024. The basic personal amount for 2024 has increased from $15,000 to $15,705 for anyone that makes $173,205 or less. If you make over that amount, it's scaled back slightly and drops to as low as $14,156 once you hit $246,000. So there's kind of two levels for the basic exemption. If you're under that 173 of income, you get the full $15,705. If you're above it, it kind of scales down. So you get a bit less of that personal benefit, which kind of makes sense. You're a high income earner. You shouldn't need all that benefit. You know, more money will go into the tax system. That's the way we're set up here in Canada. So again, two levels here. The higher level, the maximum $15,705. The lower level is $14,156. So for most of you, we're going to see that personal exemption bumped, the personal amount bumped from $15,000 to $15,705, which means a bit more tax money back in your pocket. A couple amounts for older, maybe retired clients, which I know are a lot of you, is the age amount. So if you're 65 or older, there's some tax credits and benefits to you. And for 2024, there's an increase to $8,790. That's up from $8,396 in 2023. So again, this is as you file your taxes, you get some credits. That's why when we show our software, you can have the same amount of net income, but your tax payable drops substantially when you turn 65. And I see this again and again and again. Every single plan that we do here in our office, as soon as you hit 65, the amount payable drops, and that's because of this age credit at age 65. The second benefit for our retirees is the OAS recovery tax, or the OAS Clawback as we often call it. And that's a big jump this year. So 2023, it was $86,912. 2024, we're jumping up to almost $91,000. So it's $90,997 in 2024. So that means you can have up to almost $91,000 of income and have no OAS clawback. Amounts above that will claw back at 15% on every dollar until it's eliminated. So again, a pretty substantial increase there, which helps all of you retirees take more money, draw more money out of the RIF, do the RRSP meltdown, create a bit of a laddered income, do all those tax planning strategies that we love, and now we have a bit more room for it. So that's a great thing as we head into 2024. For those of you with children or dependents or someone living with disability in your house, there's some numbers that have changed for that as well. We're gonna link that below in the comments. So all those details will be below in the comments. Check those out, see what you can get heading into 2024. Again, there's been a bump in all those numbers as we head into 2024. So see what those benefits are going to be for yourself. The last piece I want to touch on is personal tax rate. So these are your federal tax brackets, and there's a bump up. Now, the benefit here is as there's a bump up, that means we can make more money in a lower tax bracket. So the lowest tax bracket of 15%, the number went from $53,359 up to $55,867, meaning that we make about $2,500 more in the 15% tax bracket versus bumping up to the 20.5% tax bracket. So that's a great thing to help all of you pay less taxes as you head into 2024. There's been a bump up in the rest of the tax numbers as well. So the tax rates stay the same. The amount you can make up to those tax numbers have increased, which again, benefit for all of you. We'll link all those tax numbers in the comments below as well. So check that out. So there's your tax numbers as we head into 2024. Again, some nice bumps heading into 2024 versus what we saw in 2023. Again, some year-end tax planning as well. The first home savings account, you might want to think about that. CPP. Do you take it now? If you're close to 70, do you take it now? Do you wait till next year to take it? There's some decisions that you need to make as you head into the end of the year and as you go into 2024. Again, if you're looking for that tax break, February 29th will be the deadline in 2024 versus March 1st. Don't forget that. We've had clients in the past call us on March 1st, even though we've reminded them a million times. So make sure you understand the RRSP deadline. Everything else, we'll put a link below with more details on these tax numbers, a link to our website with all the information. Thanks for joining us in this video. All the best in your tax planning, and we'll see you in the next video.